Cheers. You are now watching Success Leave Clues, and we'll be looking back on the lives of iconic figures who left their marks on the world in a major way and gained a high level of success while they were here. And in this particular episode, we're going to be talking about the late, great, notorious B.I.G. Cheers. They say the sins of the father will be passed on. I'ma spend every dollar till the cash gone. Hope they remember my name once I pass on. I'ma leave you some jewels you can latch on.
We two individual people, we waged a coastal beef. You know what I'm saying? One man against one man made a whole West Coast hate a whole East Coast. I don't like him, so my whole coast don't like him. It just kind of let me know how much strength I had. So what I'm trying to do now, you know what I'm saying, with his untimely demise or whatever, I gotta be the one to flip it and take my power and flip it like, yo, it gotta be dead, you know what I'm saying? Because he can't do that. You know what I'm saying? He can't be the one to be like, yo, I want to squash it because he's gone. So I got to take the weight on both sides. That's why I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? Right. We hitting every club, every radio station, you know. We get our little eye screws and everything, but I just tell them straight up, yo, you know you love me. Let's be real. You got to be real about it.
I got the jump.
Everybody
I know got the jump.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Just because that man had a beef with me or I had a beef with him, that don't mean you can't like me. Ask me what's going on. Ask me what's going on. I'm going to talk to you just like you a regular person. So I got to squash it.
Cheers, what it is and what it ain't. It's yours truly, Liquid Cash. I need it all out the stash, a.k.a. Money Making Mitch. Hide ya, bitch. Listen, right now you're watching Success Leave Clues. In this particular episode, I'll be talking about the late, great, notorious B.I.G. Y'all already know what it is, man. But before I get into the discography of B.I.G., we got to pay the sponsors, man. Y'all check out the commercial break, you heard? Cheers. All my life I heard the expressions, you gotta fake it to make it. But I never really subscribed to that concept because I believe you gotta think it to make it. See, whatever the mind of man can conceive and bring itself to believe he can achieve. Change your mind and you can change your life. Take a whiff, I'm the black Richie Rich. Do it all on my own. I ain't never need a cause it's all in the wrist. She in love with the sniff. I'm in love with the bricks. Like I'm short, like I'm thick. Make a bust like the rhyme. Only hit it one time. Now y'all make sure y'all check out the site. You might see something you like, you heard? But listen, we're gonna get right into it, man. We ain't gonna waste no time, man. We're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna give y'all some news y'all can use, some clues that you could definitely use in your life that will gain you a high level of success that I've learned and I've watched and I observed and I took notes down from Notorious B.I.G., man. It's so much that you can learn from him. When I watch his documentaries and I study his movements and the things that he did, listen, man, I say, you know what? I got to share this with my audience because my audience need to actually apply some of these jewels in their life. And, you know, I don't like to gatekeep. Anytime I learn something new, I like to give it to y'all, man. I like to give y'all some of the information that I gather up throughout my day, you feel me? Also, I'm going to give y'all some valuable jewels that you can definitely use to apply in your life when it comes to making yourself more appealing to women. Yeah, Biggie left some clues that you can use for sure when it comes to, you know, macking to the ladies, man. But before we get into that, let's talk about, you know, his discography, man. Biggie Smalls was born in Brooklyn, New York. You dig? May 21st, 1972. He died at the age of 24, March 9th, 1997. He dropped 2 albums. Ready to Die was dropped in 94. Then he dropped Life After Death in 1997. And that was a double album, by the way. He sold 17 million records in the United States alone. So technically, Ready to Die and Life After Death, being the fact that Life After Death was a double album, I would consider that to be 3 albums, you know what I mean? So he did a lot of work in a short period of time that he was in the music business. Now, Biggie, I mean, there's so much that I could say about Biggie because Biggie had one of the most iconic flows ever. Like, ain't nobody really messing with Biggie when it comes to the flow. Like let's keep it all the way real. Let's keep it all the way 1,000. You play that Ready to Die right now or Life After Death, niggas right now can't touch that flow, man. Nobody in the hip hop industry can touch that flow. His flow was unmatched. Being the fact that he had Jamaican parents, I think that kind of contributed to his style of rapping and his tone of voice. You feel me? So Biggie voice was like, come on, man. You can't listen. He was so iconic. He's the reason why I'm rocking these Versace shades right now, man. He made these Versace shades popular. You dig? He took it to the next level with it, man. These are classic shades right here. You dig? I had to put them on for this particular episode, man. But yeah, like I was saying, Biggie did a lot of things during the time that he was here. He was only in the game for a short period of time, but he really made his mark. And he's arguably one of the best rappers that ever lived, hands down. Arguably, you can argue all day, Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas, or Pac. You dig? It's always in that form. You can put it in whatever order you want, but he's arguably one of the best rappers ever lived, and he only dropped 2 albums. That's how dope he was. See, that's how dope Biggie was. He only dropped 2 albums, and he was already in everybody top 5, top 3. Come on, man. Niggas got to drop 30 albums in order to get in the top 3 or the top 5 or even the top 10. He dropped 2 albums, but he took his time with those albums, and he dropped classic work, man. Come on, man. Classic work. Warning. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. Come on, man. Like, let's Juicy. Hypnotize. Listen, we can go on for days, man. He got hits upon hits upon hits on top of hits. Come on, man. Niggas wasn't really messing with Biggie when he was alive doing his thing, man. And people like to compare Biggie to Pac. And I don't know why, because they're 2 separate mountains. You know what I mean? They're both on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop. Like, you can't even compare the 2 because their style was so different. Yeah, they talk about, similar things as far as death. But other than that, their style was different, man. You know what I mean? Because Biggie rapped about whatever he was going through in the hood in Brooklyn. And Pac rapped about, what he was going through in the West Coast, or how life was for him and his trials and tribulations and his ups and downs. But Pac brought the passion. Biggie brought the lyricism and the flow. So, it was 2 different entities. So I don't really never compare the 2, because they both are, legendary in my mind. You know what I mean? That's just how I give it up. They both legendary, you feel me? And that's just how I do it, you know what I mean? I don't even want to compare the 2 because they both ill, you feel me? And but back to Biggie, man, like I was saying again, niggas wasn't really messing with Biggie Smalls, man. Biggie Smalls had one of the illest flow in the game. And the crazy thing about Biggie, right? They said when he first started off, he used to write in his notepads. He had a few rhymes written, but he got to the point where he wasn't even writing them. He wasn't writing bars no more, man. Yeah, he wasn't even writing them down, man. He was using spaced repetition. All he was doing is just memorizing his rhyme in his mind. He would, spit out 2 lines or maybe 4 bars in his mind, and he would just create on top of that. You know what I mean? So he'll be in the studio smoking blunt after blunt, listening to the beat on repeat, and he'll just formulate the rhymes in his mind. He didn't need a pen or a pad. His legend has it that when Jay-Z and Biggie was in the studio to record Brooklyn Finest, Biggie pushed him a notepad and Jay-Z pushed it back to him. So they was basically, both trying to see, each other style pattern, if this person writes or this person don't write. And then they found out that night or whatever in that particular studio session that none of them write their rhymes. You dig? So Jay-Z will go off in the corner and, start mumbling, walking back and forth, mumbling certain words to himself. And Biggie would do the same thing, smoking blunts back and forth, just mumbling to himself. And before you know it, boom, they got a whole record done. Brooklyn Finest, one of the illest record ever made by 2 Brooklyn Titans. You feel me? So when you get a chance, you check out that particular record called Brooklyn Finest, man. It's fire. They went back to back. They was Spawn on that record. It was classic. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't think nobody won. I think both of them equally was really ripping that particular beat, man. They was really doing their thing with that particular record, man. So, yeah, another thing that you may not know about Biggie Smalls, fun fact, his first, he had a lot of rap names, but when he created the name Biggie Smalls, you know, he was going with that for a minute, and when it got popular and it got on the radar to this particular guy somewhere else, it was a white guy that owned the name Biggie Smalls. And when it got on his radar, he sent Biggie a cease and desist and told him he can't use that particular name no more. And if he does, he's going to get sued for everything, you dig? So he changed his name to Notorious B.I.G. That's how we got the Notorious B.I.G. So even though we call him Biggie Smalls or we call him Big, his official artist name is Notorious B.I.G. All right, that's a little fun fact I want y'all to know. You know what I mean? But like I said again, I can go on and on and on about Biggie, man, because he's such an iconic figure that everybody imitated and everybody loved and everybody took a piece of his style. I could talk about the things he done over and over again, but you know what? I just wanted to give y'all some jewels y'all can use, you know what I mean, to gain a high level of success that he applied in his life in order to gain the success that he, you know what I mean, was able to acquire while he was here. Like I said again, I don't want nobody to put Biggie and Pac in comparison or put them up against each other again, man. There's no comparison. They both are iconic. They both are giants. We got to stop putting, you know, our heroes and our celebrity against each other, man. We just gotta appreciate them both, you dig? That's just how I do it, man. I appreciate them both, man, for what they do and what they bring to the table, you dig? Yeah. As you can see, man, I got the Versace teacup, the Versace glasses. I got on some Versace cologne. Why? Because they're big, man. Yeah, that's why, man. Come on, man. Y'all know how I do it, man. Got the Giuseppe shoes on, man. Come on, man. You dig? You feel me? Yeah, man. That's because of Big. Big was one of the illest that ever did it, man. Listen, man. Y'all better stop playing, man. I love doing these episodes called Success Leave Clues because, man, I'm an artist. You know what I mean? So, you know, anytime I get to talk about different artists and express, you know, what I learned from all the artists that I've watched throughout the years, I feel good about it, you know what I mean? And I always like to tap into different passion that I have. And that's why I encourage people to not just, you know, stick to one thing. If you got multiple passions and multiple things that you love doing, do them all. Don't let nobody limit you. Don't let nobody put you in a box. You do them all, you dig? Follow your passion. I do music, I do content creating, I write books, I do it all. I'm a fashion designer. I do it all because I love it all, you feel me? But listen, man, I want to give y'all some news y'all can use. At the end of the day, let's get right into it, man. There's 4 jewels that you can use that Biggie applied in his life to gain a high level of success. And if you apply it in your life, I can guarantee you, you might not be Biggie, but you can gain a fraction of the success that he acquired while he was here, all right? And number 1, listen, man, some people do what they can. Biggie did what it took. Being from Brooklyn, Gunsmoke, Brooklyn, yeah, Biggie wasn't playing, man. He hit the streets at an early age. He was not playing, man. From Brooklyn to North Cackalack, he was making his rounds. He was going outside, really doing what he had to do, standing on corners, selling and slinging things that probably could have got him life in prison, toting a gun everywhere he went because it's like that in Brooklyn, you feel me? He didn't do what he can, he did what it took, man. It didn't matter. He had a daughter around that particular time when he was getting into the music business. Shout out to Tiana, Biggie Smalls' daughter, and he had to do what he took to make it, you know what I mean, to make sure he was providing, you know what I mean, putting it down and holding it down and really trying to be a good father. So I gotta commend Biggie for just, you know what I mean, being a good father while he was here, because some people do what they can. Biggie just did what it took. And it didn't matter what he had to do. He was willing to risk his life, risk his freedom to provide for his daughter. And, you know, I gotta commend that. We gotta commend the fathers for doing what they can. Now, I'm not recommending y'all to go out there and commit any crimes to get some money. But what I'm saying, we not making excuses. We not complaining about nothing. You know why? Because there's 1,000 excuses for failure, but never a good reason. You dig? So we not complaining. We making it happen. We getting it done. We know the odds are stacked against you. We know that we got the short end of the stick, but we can't complain about it and talk from a victim mind state. We got to go out there and make it happen no matter what. And number 2, Biggie saw the bigger picture, man. He wasn't afraid to make a transition. The moment he got a record deal, he was not afraid to make a transition. Yeah, he was wearing fatigues and wearing a lot of, Carhartts, but he was able to switch it up and put on that Coogee sweater, put on a tailor-made suit. Yeah, he didn't give a damn about what the streets was talking about. He understood the mission and he executed exceptionally well, man. You dig? He was able to transition and say, you know what? Okay, these black hoodies are cool and party and bullshit is, that's fine. But listen, it's time for me to switch it up. Time for me to do something different. And he started to, put on those Coogee sweaters. He made the Jesus piece iconic. The reason why 99% of y'all dudes wear the Jesus piece is because of Biggie Smalls, in case you didn't know, man. Some of y'all don't even understand or don't even know how iconic the Jesus piece is. Now, for y'all don't know, the Jesus piece that be on the chain that people wear on the Cuban links, yeah, Biggie made that popular, man. You feel me? So like I said, number 2, man, Biggie saw the bigger picture. He knew when to transition. He knew he had to switch up his swag, switch up his style. He went from the Carhartt jeans and the fatigues, and he started wearing Coogee sweaters and Versace shirts and doing his thing, man. You dig? He understood the mission. He knew he had to execute. You feel me? This was his first record deal. He ain't had no time to play. He had to make it happen. He didn't make excuses, like I said again. He got it done. You feel me? So you have to know when it's time to transition and switch up your swag, switch up your style. You got to dress for success. Dress for the person that you want to be, not for the person that you are right now. Dress for the success. Dress for the job that you want to have in the future. That's what that lesson taught me. Dress for the job that you want to have, not for the job that you have. You dig? I'm gonna say that again. Dress for the job that you want to have, not for the job that you got. Everything is a stepping stone. So you always got to be thinking about the future. You dig? Always. You have to live your future in your present. Remember that jewel, all right? The third jewel that I learned from Biggie Smalls that I think that you can apply in your life today. Listen, man. Biggie was a good listener and he knew how to take advice. Yeah, Biggie was a great listener and he knew how to take advice. See, when Tupac pulled his coat and told him, listen, man, that record, party and bullshit, that's cool. But if you want to see money in the game, yeah, you're going to really have to switch it up. You're going to have to start rapping about the ladies, man. Yeah, you're going to have to start rapping about the ladies if you really want to see a high level of success in the game. And Biggie didn't, he didn't take that constructive criticism and felt some type of way. Nah, he took Pac advice and he applied it. And he executed, and he did a wonderful, splendid, amazing job at it, to the point where you didn't even know that he came from Brooklyn, and he was so ghettofied and so, like he came from the streets. You wouldn't even, Biggie was from the streets just based on his persona, but the way he switched it up, man, it left a lot of people shocked because they didn't know he had it in him. You know what I mean? I heard M.O.P. said that one time. When they heard Biggie did Hypnotize and Juicy and certain records, they was like surprised because he always was a hardcore rapper. So the fact that he was able to do One More Chance and do those R&B records, they was surprised. The whole world was surprised, man. Especially coming off that Party and Bullshit record. Being able to switch it up like that, come on, man, that's legendary. That's iconic. You know how hard it is to really switch your style to the point where you can talk about women in a way that it leaves even the women captivated, and being a fat black guy, doing it the way he did it. The only guy that was able to do something like that I can think about right now was Heavy D. Heavy D was the only fat guy that was really crushing it and being smooth and being, really charismatic when it comes to the ladies, you feel me? So like I said again, man, Biggie was a great listener and he didn't mind taking advice. A lot of you dudes don't like to listen to nobody because y'all think y'all know everything, and that's the problem. A person that thinks he knows it all knows nothing. You can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you don't go. You dig? I'm gonna say that again because I know y'all be listening too slow. You can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you don't go. You dig? So humble yourself for a second. Put the ego aside, take some constructive criticism, listen to your peers, listen to people you respect, and listen, trust me, once you apply it in your life, it may change your life, you dig? And number 4, the fourth jewel that you can learn from Biggie Smalls that can gain you a high level of success, you could also learn from his mistakes. Listen, Biggie did just like Pac. He talk about death in his music all the time. His first album was called Ready to Die. His second album was called Life After Death. Man, if you talk about death that much, you're gonna manifest it in your life. Y'all gotta understand, the tongue is mightier than the sword. So it's important for you to only speak life, only speak prosperity, only speak in abundance. When you're writing these rhymes and you're writing whatever you're writing, man, make sure you're speaking about the things you wanna have, the cars you wanna drive, the house you wanna live in, the amount of money you wanna have. Don't talk about killing people all day and talk about, dying and shit like that, man, because the power is in the tongue, man. The tongue is mightier than the sword. Pause. I want y'all to really take that advice, man. You feel me? You could also learn from people's mistakes so you don't have to bump your head. You don't have to go through it, you know what I mean? You don't have to do what they did. You can look at their life, analyze what they did right, analyze what they did wrong, and you can learn from it. You can add certain jewels to your life, you feel me? Like I said again, Biggie is iconic. We all made mistakes in our life, but I don't want to focus on the mistakes Biggie made. I want to focus on the jewels and the goals and the things that, that we can use in our life, you feel me? Because, it's kind of like digging for gold. When you're digging for gold, you got to go through a lot of dirt, but you ain't looking for the dirt, you're looking for the gold, you dig? So that's what I want y'all to look for and take from this particular episode. It's very important that you understand this. Speak life in your music. Speak life when you're talking to your friends. Speak life when you're communicating, because if you don't, you're gonna activate a spiral downward when you start to speak about death and all the negative things that's happening all around you. All right? So now listen, I want y'all to understand this. Biggie was not only one of the greatest rappers that ever lived, Biggie also had the women on smash. Yeah, he was staying out the way and still having it his way. Yeah, you can do it too. Don't trip. You can do it too. I did you a favor. I got 4 jewels you can use that Biggie Smalls did in his life that made him appealing to the women. Yeah, he left 4 jewels that you can use that made him appealing to the women, man. And trust me, if you apply it in your life, I guarantee you, you'll have a better success ratio when it comes to talking to women, man. Yeah, don't think just because he looked the way he looked, he wasn't having it his way with the women, man. Don't mistake it, man. He was definitely doing his thing. So anyway, here's the 4 jewels that you can use to make yourself more appealing to women that Biggie Smalls left behind. You dig? Number 1, he owned who he was. Black and ugly as ever, however, I stayed Coochie down to the socks. Come on, man. Listen, he knew who he was, man. He didn't give a damn how he looked. He was confident in who he was. He owned it. You know what I mean? He had a cross eye. He was fat. He was dark skinned, but he didn't give a damn. He still was charismatic. He still was appealing. Listen, man, he owned how he looked. And that's what made, women more attracted to him, because he was confident. See, a lot of y'all out there right now, y'all don't like the way y'all look. That's why y'all doing all these surgeries. Y'all doing all these cosmetic work. You know what I mean? Trying to make yourself better, man. Nah, man, you got to love who you are first, you dig? I don't care how much cosmetic work you do. Listen, man, you still going to feel empty inside. Do you know how many people get cosmetic work and they still feel empty inside? They still feel ugly because they don't love who they are. Biggie Smalls loved who he was. Black and ugly as ever, however, I stay Coochie down to the socks. That nigga, he spoke about it in his lyrics, man. Navajos creep me in a TP. As I lay down laws like Allen Cop stop it. If you think you're gonna see a prophet, don't see my ones, don't see my guns. Get it? Papa hit it, then split it in 2 as I roll with the Junior Mafia. Listen, man. Come on, man. Niggas can't fuck with Big, man. You feel me? Yeah, he owned who he was. Listen, made him more appealing to the women. He was confident. He didn't care about what anybody, viewed him as or looked at him as. He was confident in who he was, man. And that's gonna make you appealing to women anytime. It don't matter if you got a gap tooth. It don't matter if you fat, black, and ugly. It don't matter if you're short. It don't matter what you look like, you dig? You wear what you are with confidence, man. You be who you are and love who you are and walk around with that confidence, you dig? And number 2, Biggie was not afraid to switch his style, man. That's what made him so appealing to the women. He was not afraid to switch his style. You seen it in the Hypnotized music video, man. Biggie Smalls was wearing Versace shirts and tailor-made suits, man. He went from fatigues to Coogee sweaters and Versace shirts and tailor-made suits, man. That's how he was doing it, man. He was not afraid to switch his style. A lot of you niggas are still wearing white tees and Jewelz and Reeboks, man. Come on, man. Stop it, man. You still got on white tees, Jewelz, and motherfucking, come on, man. You dig? Reeboks? Yeah, man, you gotta switch your style up, man. Some of you dudes are still wearing, you know what I mean, dressing like 1996, man. Yeah, they got new fashion now. They got new styles now. They got new things you can put on, man. You got to switch your style up. You can't be wearing the same thing thinking that you really doing it. You know what I mean? I be going out sometimes, man, and dudes be really dressing like it's 1996, man, or 1997, man. Come on, man. We in 2025, man. You got to switch up your swag, you feel me? That's why I do what I do. When I do what I does, man, I switch it up, you know what I mean? You can never figure out what I'm going to wear because my style is so versatile, you feel me? And that's what Biggie knew. He knew he had to switch up his style, you dig? Like I said again, it's important for you to know when to switch your style up, man. You dig? Always be thinking ahead. Always be fashion forward. And Biggie was all the way fashion forward, man. He made Coogee sweaters iconic. The only reason we rock Coogee, the only reason we know Coogee is because of Big, man. The only reason we rock the Jesus piece is because of Big. Biggie knew when to switch your style up, you feel me? Yeah, so you gotta learn how to switch your style up. Stop dressing the same all the time. Everywhere you go, you look the same. They know what to expect when you come out because you don't switch your style up, man. Switch that shit up, you dig? Trust me, people will start appreciating your style once you know how to switch it up a little bit, you dig? And the third jewel that you can use that Biggie Smalls applied in his life that made himself more appealing to women, see, the thing about it is this, man. Whatever Biggie was lacking in looks, he made up in personality and sense of humor. People always said Biggie had a great sense of humor and he had a personality that was bigger than life. You feel me? See, once you can make a woman laugh, that's it. That's it. Once you can make her laugh, you got the draws, man. That's it. That's all you got to do. Once you can make a woman laugh, the looks goes out the window. Do you know how many conversations I have with women and I ask them what's their type? They tell me right off the back, I don't really have a type. So that means you can look however. If you got a great personality, you got one foot in the door. So it's important for you to develop your personality and also have a sense of humor. Don't take life so serious. Don't be too serious. Understand that women like laughter. If you can make her laugh, that's the window to her soul. Once you can make a woman laugh, it'll be easier for you to get a number, easier for you to be able to take her on a date, and for her to really see who you really are and judge you based on that and not your looks, all right? So it don't matter how you look. As long as you got a great personality and a sense of humor, trust me, you way ahead of the guy that may look like Rico Suave, but have a horrible personality, no sense of humor, too serious, and he can't really get his way, you dig? So make sure you focus on that. Creating a personality that you love that will be appealing to the woman and also having a sense of humor. I don't know how you're going to develop it, but it's going to take time. You can figure it out. Listen, Biggie did, so I know you can, you dig? And number 4, we're going to keep it all the way real with this one, you dig? Listen, man, the thing that made Biggie so appealing to women, yes, it was the money and fame. Yes, the money and fame. Once you got money and fame, listen, you can get a chick to walk all the way from Manhattan to Brooklyn to get a cheesecake from Junior's, man. You feel me? If you got the money and fame. Now, I know a lot of y'all want fame because fame is the new currency. But trust me, focus on the money, all right? Focus on the money. Just get you some money, you dig? Yeah, Biggie had the money and the fame, so he was able to, you know what I mean? Captivate Faith Evans, captivate all the women in his life, Charlie Baltimore. Listen, man, like I said again, Biggie was having it his way, you feel me? He had the women, he had the money, he had the fame. So of course that's gonna make women find him more appealing. We're gonna keep it all the way real. We're not gonna sugarcoat nothing, man. Yes, that added to his repertoire. Yeah, you can't be no ugly ass dude, broke, busted, disgusted, and think a woman is gonna find you attractive. Nah, you gotta have something that really adds to the table that another man can't really, you know what I mean? Another man don't really have. And at that particular time in his life, just having that fame is a high level of currency, man. That's big money back in the days. Even now to this day, man. Yeah, fame is overpowering the money. If you got some fame, you don't have to have no money. If you got some fame, oh, most definitely they're gonna jump on your jock, man. They gonna definitely jump on your jock if you got some motherfucking fame, man. But I want y'all to focus on the money, though. Never mind the fame. Focus on the money. Get you some money. You're gonna consider yourself to be a high value man. The women are gonna consider you to be a high value man. So focus on getting your money up, you dig? Of course, if you unattractive and you broke, I really can't do nothing for you. But if you unattractive and you got some money, you got one foot in the door. So focus on the money, all right? Never mind the fame, focus on the money. That's some jewels that you can use that Biggie Smalls left behind. And trust me, if you apply it in your life, man, trust me, you'll be all right, you dig? I'm gonna run them down for you one more time real quick, you dig? 4 jewels you can use that Biggie left behind that made him appealing to women. Like I said earlier, number 1, own who you are, love who you are, cherish who you are. Don't complain about who you are and what you got and what you don't have. Love who you are. It don't matter how you look. It don't matter your flaws. It don't matter. Listen, just love who you are, all right? Number 2, switch up your style. You gotta switch up your style. Stop wearing the same thing. Stop doing the same thing. Stop acting the same way. Switch up your style, man. Come on, man. You gotta be versatile in your style. That's why I say I like to have a duality in my personality, you dig? And number 3, listen, what you're lacking in looks, you can make up in personality. Make sure you have a dope personality and a good sense of humor. Make her laugh, and trust me, you'll get that ass. Number 4, money and fame. Gotta get your money right. Don't play with it. Get your money right. That's off top. Listen, the fame is cool, but focus on the money because you can't take fame to the bank. Do you know how many broke dudes out there right now that's famous? It's the worst thing in the world to have fame and don't got no money, man. I just can't understand that. I would never want to be like that. I would never want to have fame and don't have no money. But some people just want the fame. And that's cool. I mean, but that's just not my thing. That's just not my thing. I'd rather have the money. I don't give 2 damns about the fame, man. I'd rather have the money. So yeah, focus on the money. You feel me? Listen, like I said again, man, I love doing these episodes because, you know, these people are so iconic in my eyes and they so legendary. And I feel like, you know, success leave clues, man. They left so much clues and so much jewels that we can learn from if we just take the time out and study the people that was here before us that, you know, did legendary things, man. Biggie Smalls was a prodigy, man. To be able to come up with the rhymes in his head and really recite it one take on the mic, come on, man. That's legendary. That ain't no ordinary thing, man. I'm an artist, man. I know how hard it is to come up with these rhymes, man. And Biggie would tell stories in his rhymes, you feel me? And not have to write it down. And when you hear, you know, these stories, you know that he did most of his songs in one take. Come on, man. Right now, these dudes are punching in. You feel me? They punching in. They can't even recite a 16 bar without punching in. They gotta stop the beat and then punch back in. Biggie was rapping 16, 24 bars without taking a break, and he was fat. You dig? He was a heavy set dude. You know how hard it is to do that, man? To spit 16 bars being a heavy set dude and do it at one take? Come on, man. That's legendary, man. You feel me? So we gotta give, you know, Biggie Smalls his flowers, and we gotta learn from some of the jewels that he left behind. You dig? That means he really took his craft serious. You feel me? Even though he was smoking his blunts, puffing and drinking Hennessy, he was taking his craft serious. He was locked in, and he was doing whatever he needed to do to make sure that he executed on that mic. Like I said again, he had one of the illest flows known to man. Nobody was touching Biggie flow, man. It's just unfortunate he passed away at an early age, at 24. If you listen to the 24-year-olds back then and you listen to the 24-year-olds right now, you can see something went wrong. The 24-year-old back then was highly intelligent, highly sophisticated. Come on, man. They was really like, they was on a whole different level. The 24-year-old now, man, they all seem like they was on the magic school bus. They just, you know what I mean? It's a different energy. It's a different mindset. You feel me? A whole different mindset. So in order for you to, you know what I mean, raise the bar, raise your IQ, I think you should go back and read some of the books from all the legendary people that came before. Watch some of the documentaries from the legendary people that came before and understand that, you know what I mean, you could gain a high level of intelligence, a high level of success if you just follow the clues that they left behind, the jewels that they left behind. That's what it's all about, man, picking up the jewels along the way while you living life, you feel me? It ain't about nothing else, man. You just gotta pick up these jewels and you can apply it in your life, man. Don't think you know it all, but remember what I said, man. A person that thinks they knows it all knows nothing, and you can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you don't go, you dig? So make sure you listen to the people who went somewhere, and Biggie Smalls definitely did. Shout out to Biggie and his whole family. Christopher Wallace, hey man, you're a legend in my eyes. I respect you. I respect what you did for the culture. Listen, man, you hip hop to the core. Ain't nobody can take that away from you. You iconic. You on my Mount Rushmore of hip hop. You on my Mount Rushmore of music. You dig? Christopher Wallace. And like I said, he's Jamaican descendant. I'm half Jamaican. So you know we connect in that kind of way. You feel me? Anyway, I appreciate y'all for taking the time out to watch Success Leave Clues. You could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me. And I appreciate you for that, all right? Until next time, we'll drop another episode next week. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say who I'm discussing next week. Just stay tuned, man, because you know it might change. I was supposed to do Nas before this episode, but I went and did Biggie because I felt like, you know what? Pac was first. Biggie has to be second. The third, it should be Nas, but you never know. I might do Jay-Z. I might do Nas. Stick around for next week, and y'all see who I discuss next week, all right? Success Leave Clues is yours truly, Liquid Cash. And remember, it's not what you eat, but what you digest that makes you strong. It's not what you learn, but rather what you remember that makes you wise. And it's not what you earn, but rather what you save that brings you wealth. Cheers. I'ma get rich or I'ma get deported. Riding cross country, my Ford Taurus. With two hoes and they both foreign. These trick niggas about to get extorted. Niggas ain't in my category. High low per shop in any territory. Play the background like Berry Gordy. Got a white bitch, she gon' sell it for me.